guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5. That's about it. Alright, so, I don't think I can pull up a map here, but where we last left off, we were in Poland, heading towards Kiel. What I didn't show you guys is the long voyage to Kiel. So here we are. It looks like any other port in the German Navy, which isn't really all that surprising. Oops.
Herr Carline.
My boat needs a few upgrades.
Sure. What do you want?
So, there's not
Sure
too much
thing.
we can do
What do you have in mind?
upgrade-wise. The first thing we're going to do is get rid of the electric torpedo here. And then just load in good old-fashioned normal steam torpedoes, because it's what we're going to go with.
What do you want? Sure.
At least...
What do you want?
Dankeschön. At least, well, we're in the early stages of the war. What we will do, you can see we've got 2,190 renown to equip the Crystal Dribasisgerat, or the KDB, which will give our sonar 360 degree coverage, aside from 140 degree. Granted, that's on each side, but that's still not full coverage. This sucker is. So we're going to equip it. Even though it's going to suck up most of our renown, we're going to equip it. Because that's better. And better is always best. So we'll have to make do with the camouflage next time, but I'm fairly certain we'll grab enough renown to be able to stripe or spot up our boat. However, what we do need, without question, is an emblem. Yes. That M makes an M sound. Now, we are not going to go with the Kraken, because we can't afford it. We could go with the Joker, because we can. I think everything else is 100. Right? Yeah. So, we've got to find something that's fitting. And we've got Guntram Babenberg in my head, they're medieval. So I'm thinking some sort of crest, maybe. Now, if that was a double-headed eagle, that would be sold, because that's Austrian. But this, no, that's like straight up German. So I'm thinking between good and evil, or maybe, well, hacking England. They need to be hacked, apparently. So we'll go with that sucker. So there's our emblem. This will be on our conning tower now. So, good.
Yes,
all right.
Captain.
There's nothing else we can do to our boat.
When I'm through with her.
Yeah, of course. I don't know where that like Brooklyn accent came from at the end there, but it came from somewhere.
Welcome back, Herr Carline.
What are my orders?
Come in, Captain. I have just received your orders from Naval High Command. Unfortunately, our situation has just changed for the worse. Have a look at this. Following our invasion of Poland, England and France have now declared war on us. A situation not anticipated by Berlin.
Well, it should have been.
This, of course, means that we are now up against the most powerful fleet in the world, the Royal Navy.
Yep.
An uneven match, if ever there was one. The British fleet numbers 255 warships. We merely have 34. Which leaves us with only one hope. Our U-boats.
Yay!
Our enemies have set up a naval blockade which traps our battleships in their ports or forces them into direct confrontation out at sea. A situation that must be avoided at all cost at this moment. Only smaller forces like the submarines can evade this blockade and make for the open sea. We currently possess 46 U-boats. 22 are ready for battle.
We're one of them.
You will command one of them, Captain. Make good use of her. Strategically, as Commodore Dönitz has explained, our overall objective is to exploit England's dependence on imported goods and strike her without direct confrontation by cutting off all supply lines and starving its people until the king himself begs for mercy. Your goal for now is to attack and inflict as much damage as possible along Britain's main coastal supply routes. Focus your attacks primarily on unescorted convoys and freighters. This will disrupt the enemy's supply lines, slow down their shipyard production, and diminish their overall shipping power. Let's give those Tommies hell. They'll never know what hit them.
Yeah!
Good hunting, Captain.
Alright, so that was the briefing that we didn't see last time. So, we can see there's only one mission available, despite there being more that'll pop up pretty much as soon as we leave for port. But what we've got here is the eastern British coastal waters with our deadline of December 1st, 1939. The British do not rely on merchant ships just to bring supplies from abroad, but also to deliver them to places where they are needed all across their nation. This means there is shipping to be sunk in coastal areas. Of course, there is a convoy system in place, but they're unescorted. The British think that air patrol and minefields are enough to provide protection. Huh. Well, we shall show them the folly of their ways. Yes. Alright.
Welcome back, Herr Cologne.
Yes, I have gone nowhere. Admiral Deadeyes. You know? But it's good to be back. Okay. Let us start the new patrol. Alright. What the lion cannot manage to do, the fox can. That is true. But in a boxing ring, I'd rather face a fox. I don't know if that's relevant or not, but thinking about it, yeah, I'd rather face a fox in a boxing ring than a lion.
Returning to course. Half speed ahead.
All right, so
reaching course and bearing.
Thank you. We do not need that up right now. Go down. Wonderful. Okay. So, one of the first things we're going to do before we even get out of port...
Engage electric motors. Bearing 2.
Don't engage electric motors. Don't do anything. We're not even moving. Alright, we're just sitting here bouncing. So chill. You can see we've got two promotion points here.
Bearing 2, 3.
We've got 2 promotion points here. So I want to distribute those amongst my crew. Now I could do it by running around the boat and being like, going down to the radio guy and saying, hey, radio guy, here's your points. Running over to the torpedo guy and being like, hey, torpedo guy, here's your points. Or wherever I'm going to put him. But this screen is so much easier to do it in. So we can see our leadership rating is 100 out of 100 because we're fucking amazing. Our crew morale is 100 out of 100, and our efficiency is sitting right at the middle level, which I'm going to guess is good. We can probably get that up higher, but that's a good place to have it for now. So, how do we want to distribute these points? Well, it's only 2, so there's not too much to go around. What I'm going to do is just increase the passive abilities of my soundman. So both of them. So we've got the reduced...
Smoke on the horizon. Bearing 2, 6.
We've got the reduced darkness penalty. And we've got the direction finder. So I'm going to increase those 2 suckers. So we can see now he's up there at 60 out of 100. I'm guessing that's his efficiency, personally. But... who knows? Not this guy. So, we can see... like that just sounded like... we gotta get out of port quick. At least out of this freaking walled-in place. So we'll just go out to there.
Course 3,
Now,
5, 4. Returning to course.
Where we're going to need to be. We can see here is the mission that I've selected. British coastal waters, so good. Thank you. But we've got 2 other ones. So, or 1 other one. We've got this one up here. The Breaking the Fortress, which is going to be over with in October 15th, so a little over a month away. Located in the Orkney Islands north of Scotland, Scapa Flow is a natural harbor and the main fleet anchorage of the Royal Navy. It is seen by most as something of an impregnable fortress, particularly against submarine attack. Penetrating this fortress and sinking any allied capital ship will greatly boost the morale of our troops and send a resounding message to Churchill that there is no hiding from our U-boats. That's where we're going to go. So we've got two options to get out of Kiel. As you can see, we are on this side of Europe, and really we need to be on this side. We can go through the freaking Kiel Canal here, which is a bitch to plot, and gets you in a good position for here. We've got to go up north anyway, so we're going to go around. Because, one, it's easier, and we don't need to be that far into the harbor. It's easier, and it'll put us in a better position for going up to Scapa Flow. And this is one of my favorite missions in the game, because it's stealthy, but not too stealthy. And then, you know, you get to sink battleships. It's pretty badass. Like that. Like that. And then we can get out. Into, come on along now, into the open water. And there we go. So there's our waypoint. And I'm not going to make you guys watch me sail there. Next time I see you, there'll either be something exciting along the way, or we'll be set to begin our invasion of Scapa Flow. So, see you then.
Search pattern?
Alright. Yeah, maybe a search pattern. No, not a search pattern. What we've got here, actually, we'll show you, is the perfect weather for this mission. We're coming in at night, and it's rainy. So it's going to be tough to see things. For example, if I go to this view, you can see we're a very low-profile ship. You know, not a lot of us sticks out. And if we had over here a preset button for decks awash, I've seen some people have it, so
Extreme speed ahead.
Whoa!
Back full,
No,
back full.
no,
Extreme
no.
speed ahead.
Just stop.
All stop.
Don't try and use the arrow keys with shift. You're just going to confuse your crew. So, yeah, if we had a button here for decks awash, that would be great. What that basically does, whoops, is just leaves your tower out. So you can still vent your diesel fumes. So you can run with much better engines. Not off electric power, but off diesel power. So you can get more speed and crap out of your boat. But you're really not visible. In this case, you can hear the thunder in the background. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to be well seen or easy to spot, which is good. Because Scapa Flow here, it's a pretty big port for the Royal Navy. And, yeah, we kind of want to sneak in. So there's a couple of entrances here. Well, 3 to be exact. We can go in this way, we can go around and in through this way, or we can go in through the main gate. Main gate, probably well protected, I would imagine. Going around, we could go up and around, but, you know, there's going to be patrols on either side, so we might as well just go in through this way. Granted, the other side might be deeper, but I know from experience we can go in at periscope depth and not rub up against the ground, which is important. But because we're just a World War II diesel-electric sub, we're nothing fancy like a nuclear submarine, we can't dive down and go all the way in. We're going to have to get as close to this point as possible before submerging, and then get through, pop up, go back in, pop back down, find our target somewhere in here, sink it, and then come back out. So I'm going to plot a course to there, just directly in, and if we contact anything, we'll dive down. If we don't, I will see you when I get there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Alright, so, we're here. You can see we spotted 2 ships. Thankfully, because I'm a dirty, rotten cheater, we can see their visual range, and we can see that it's not that much. So, I'm thinking we're fairly safe
Depth under keel is 30 meters, Captain.
But it still probably wouldn't be... Well, I mean, really, judging by the weather, I bet we can sneak right past... maybe not. That is pretty freaking close. Okay. I still think we can sneak past, but just in case, we're going to dive down and just continue on electric power to get past that guy. Now, because of the weather, we can probably safely pop up our periscope and just keep that guy in view. Probably not have to worry about him all that much. Come on, give me control of my mouse. Give me control of my mouse. Give me control of my mouse. Give me control. Sometimes the controls don't really want to work out here. Come on. Escape. Okay, there we go. So we'll just leave it pointed at that guy. Now, up here, while I've got some time to go over this, is our time compression.
0 meters.
Dankeschön. We've got the pause button, which I rarely use because you can't really do anything in paused time, and it's a sim. So when you drop down to here, 1 second's a second. You still have plenty of time to think. If you're ever in a situation where you need the pause button that isn't for something like looking at an aircraft flying by, something is very, very wrong. And then this button here just drops us down to 1 time compression. And this button here is the travel mode, which I like to use because what'll happen if you hit something like a friendly ship or shallow waters or whatever, if you're not in travel mode, the game will drop you down to 1 times and be like, hey, we saw something. If you are in travel mode, it'll only stop you for hostile ships or things that really require your attention, except for land proximity. If you're in travel mode and you decide to set your course into land, fairly confident you're just going to not fly, but sail right into land. Anyway, that's those 3 buttons. And then up here, you can see we got a little notifier, hey, we're underwater. And this submarine is close to the bottom of the sea. Well,
Depth under keel is 15 meters, Captain.
not that close. So we should be fine. Now, my one concern, if we go back to the map view, is we are definitely going to be sailing through this ship's sonar path. Now, if we drop our speed down,
Speed ahead.
you can see we'll be able to sneak past on 2.
Half speed ahead.
So we'll just leave it at 3. Because, hey, I like to get there as fast as I possibly can. But I want to be safe about it. So when we get to this point in their circle, we'll just drop her to 2 and sneak by silently. Once we get past this escort ship, we can pop back up and journey our way through
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
the little inlet here. So let's just go ahead and increase speed a little bit. And get ourselves just ready on 2. And we'll drop that
Slow
sucker
speed
down,
ahead.
and now we should be good. We'll just sail right past that silly little ship. And make sure they have, whoa, no interest in us. I mean, we are very close. We could spit on them if we wanted to, but thanks to the darkness and the weather, they don't know we're here. We can just safely continue sailing on past. But I mean, that is really close. Like, if I pop into my cheaty external view, like, we're pretty close. And in fact, that doesn't really help. What would help, though, is this. You can see we are, boop, less than a kilometer away. So on a clear day in calm seas, they'd probably be spotting my periscope like crazy. This isn't a calm day in calm seas. Or even a day in calm seas. It's night in rough seas.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Okay, so we're going to continue going submerged because of this guy. And nope, we don't need to worry about him. Perfect. Alright, so we'll just make sure he gets ahead of us here. And he does. We see we got 2 more contacts out there, not a concern. We'll pop up to the surface and continue on. Come along now. Alright, we should definitely be surface now. So we can drop down the old periscope, because we don't need that up while we're up on deck. There we go. Come on. Up you get. And we're back up. Perfect. Alright. So we can save. Thank you. And then just plot our course right through the middle. And we'll get to about here before we think about dropping back down. Now, I know from previous experience there's going to be submarine nets. That's why I tried to get this right through the middle. And, yes. Yes. So that's looking good. I will be back when something exciting happens. Okay, not something overly exciting, but we can see one of these escort ships is making a beeline into this area. So we're just going to want to keep an eye on them while we continue to sail. If we take a look at their course, we might wind up actually coming into an intercept position here. And we can see the sun is coming up, so we better check that. Well, it's not that bad. And they are right there. So, sooner than later, they're going to see us if we don't take action. Let's just make sure we're fine. Alright, back to the map view. We'll just speed this sucker up a little bit here.
Current depth 10 meters.
Alright, so it looks like they're stopping right in our path. So let's pop the periscope up. Where are... There they are. Alright, so they are not going to be stopping in our path. They're just continuing on. So we should be good. We'll drop that back down, escape out of that while that comes down. Record some notes and things. Maybe have some coffee. You know, it's been a long day. It'll be an even longer day as we continue on. Alright, so that ship hasn't moved. I've got to assume it's,
in shallow waters, Captain.
You know, docked for breakfast or something. I mean, it's not making any noise. We're not picking it up on our sonar. So I'm going to guess...
Escort sighted. Bearing 176.
Well, we got one way back there, but that's not a ship that we need to be concerned about. They're going the opposite direction, too, I believe. But there should be one somewhere... somewhere around here that I'm just not seeing. Nope, that is a land light. And some more land lights. So I'm not sure where that destroyer went, but I don't think we've got to worry about it. That ship won't be a concern for us. Right? Right. Okay. Yeah, we're in the clear. So let's drop the periscope down, hit our map view, and we'll surface when we get somewhere around here. Before we hit the narrow point, we'll pop back up on the surface and make sure we avoid them submarine nets. Okay. We'll do one last scan to make sure nobody's going to see us. And there's no way anybody's going to see us. Not in this weather. I just wonder where that destroyer went. That's a little village. Yeah. No idea where that ship went. That's a tree. Alright, we're back to 0. Good. Drop that down. Raise the ship. So in case you're wondering how I raised the ship without clicking on these things, that is R, that is F, that is V. And I don't know if that's got a keyboard shortcut. Shift V. Hello, cat. Yes, my cat's decided that it's time to come for a cuddle. That's wonderful timing. So the crash dive, you can see it drops you down to 70 meters, and it hits your engine into, what is it, flank speed? So you dive down real quick and real deep. Handy in the ocean, not so handy in shallow waters. You can see if we decide to dive down to 70 meters,
Depth under keel is 22 meters.
we kill ourselves. Then we've got our dive, which is good for submerged navigation at 40 meters, and obviously the periscope depth, which is what I've used so far mostly when I go underwater, and surface. And again, I wish there was a Dexa wash. I know I've seen it in a mod, can't remember what mod it was in, and let's be honest, a lot of the people who play this have like 50 or 60 mods installed. I don't have that. I just play it with a few mods that I don't even know if they're working or not. Okay, let's get back up onto the conning tower and see how things are looking. Also, drop my cat off because, yeah, you can't go to war with a cat on your lap. Okay, so we've got a little light buoy there that we'll probably run over, but you know what? Screw it, it's a British one.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Are we gonna hit it? Nope, we're not. That's too bad. It makes a fun little bing bing noise. Excuse me. Because you run over it and it's flinging around crazily. But instead, we'll let it be. That's right. We're watching you, Light. Okay. So somewhere up ahead are going to be some submarine nets. They're going to be difficult to see in this weather. And you can see what they've also done is... Actually, we'll just drop this out, and I'll use a cheaty view. They've also got scattered around sunken ships, or half-sunken ships. So, you know, just little obstacles to try and make it difficult for you to get through to the port. But, man, I'm smarter than that. I am a good U-boat captain. I know what's up. Oh, so here's the submarine nets. Look at that. You can see we're going to clear them. And besides we're on the surface, they're not going to stop us. But what they would do, if we were underwater, is act as a big old giant net that you can't really sail through. But again, we're smarter than that. You can see we're just going to sneak past. We're onto your tricks, Britain. You ain't got nothing on us. Alright, let's just speed up time. The nets did nothing. We're free and clear. Okay, and now, as we're coming around, we're going to want to think about diving down and getting into hunting mode.
3, 4, 4.
Especially as we're sighting ships.
Shallow waters, Captain.
So what have we got? We've got a merchant at 0 knots, so it's obviously docked.
Depth under keel is 14 meters, Captain.
14 meters is a bit of a concern because, obviously, we're going to set our bottom to a depth of 13 meters. So that's leaving it pretty close. But
Depth under keel is 14 meters, Captain. Depth under keel is 13 meters, Captain. Depth under keel is
okay,
12
that is
meters,
not
Captain.
good.
Depth under keel is 13 meters, Captain. Depth under keel is 12 meters, Captain.
Really this bad? Pardon my cheating. But yeah, it's gonna be this bad for a while, isn't it? Yeah, we've got a little hump to get over. So thankfully the weather is bad. Okay, now that we've rounded the corner,
Depth under keel is 18 meters, Captain.
we're down to 18 meters, so we can drop down to periscope depth. And we can extend that out a little bit. Alright. Now, what we need to do is go ship hunting. So we can see we've got a contact of a
Current depth 10
ship
meters.
moving
All stop.
way out into the interior of the port. Yeah, I've got a stopwatch, so I know with all the pauses in gameplay roughly how long the video is going to be, but it doesn't help me when I keep forgetting to turn it on. So at this current moment, my stopwatch says 13 minutes and 15 seconds. So take a look at the length of the video and see how good I am at keeping the stopwatch going. Probably not that well. First thing we're going to do, grab our attack periscope. Now we've got two different periscopes. We've got the attack periscope and the visual periscope. The visual periscope's further down in the boat. That might come in handy later, but for now, the attack periscope works just fine. As you can see, we got a couple of freighters, not frigates. And then way off over there, that certainly looks like a big boat, doesn't it? As does that one. So I think we're going to want to head in that direction, which would be, oh, there it is,
Bearing 30.
40-ish degrees to starboard? 40 degrees to starboard. Alright, what we will do is drop that down while we set up. And we're going to want to go off in sort of that direction.
Course 34.
We don't need to go that fast, though.
Slow speed
And
ahead.
the keel is
9
8
meters?
meters, Captain.
That gives us plenty of room. Alright,
All stop.
We're approaching our
reached
final
our position.
waypoint. Would
Let's
you like to plot
raise
the new course,
our attack
Captain?
periscope with the handy
Maybe a
keyboard
search
shortcut
pattern?
of Shift Insert. That is definitely land. We do not want land. That,
Ship sighted.
right
Bearing
there.
288.
or that one. So we've got a choice here of two big battleships. Now we could sink both. We only need to sink one. And my plan for this mission is to sink the battleship, complete it,
Ship sighted. Bearing 8.
and then head to Heliogoland, or Heliogoland, or however you pronounce that, to resupply. While we're heading there, though, we're going to swing down in this section and head back that way to try and pick off a couple of freighters and work towards completing this mission objective, which is to sink like 20,000 tons of shipping or something.
Inside. Bearing 10.
So I just want to make sure we don't have any escort ships coming after us, and it doesn't look like we do. It looks like most of the patrols are in the middle of the bay. So we should be good. Now there, I think, is going to be our target.
Tracking new target.
So let's just see. I don't know why that zoomed out so far. But we've got the warship there, and she is roughly 3 clicks away. So we're going to want to get a little bit closer. Probably about to there.
New waypoint. Course 10, returning
Half
to
speed
course.
Drop that down to
Slow
2,
speed
please.
ahead.
Now these guys are sitting here unmoving, but they still got the sonar up. I don't know if they spot you or if they're unmoving, they consider the cruise not to be active. Regardless, all the active ships, we can see we've got one tooling around inside the bay and then a bunch down here. So we should be pretty safe. Let's just speed time up. Alright, what have we got here? We've got a very slow-moving warship. And I don't know if they're just coming into position or what. Regardless...
Ship sighted. Bearing 328.
All stop.
I don't think they're that much of a concern. Right? So, yeah, we got a bunch of freighters. We got a freighter right close to us. But none of that really matters, because our target is this guy there. Okay. And... we appear to be in the clear. Okay. So, taking down a battleship. Again, what I'm going to do is I want to turn that sucker on. Whoops, nope, turn it on. Lock
Tracking
it.
new target.
How do I identify that ship, though? Turn it on. Lock. There we go.
Tracking new
Okay.
target.
We are in shallow water.
So we've got a large warship. So let's see. She doesn't look like a King George. Certainly not a Yamamoto or a Bismarck or a Fuso. Litoro. No, I'm guessing that would be an Italian ship. Well, the lines of the Nelson battleship are incredibly beautiful. I quite like the bridge there in the back and then all the guns up front. It's obviously not that. She's not a New York. She's not a North Carolina. She doesn't appear to be a Queen Elizabeth. But the Royal Sovereign, that's what she is. Obviously, she's not a Schleswig Holstein pre-dreadnought or a Deutschland pocket battleship or a battlecruiser. She's obviously a battleship, and she's quite obviously a Royal Sovereign battleship. So let's go ahead, take a look at that, and you can see how far down her depth
Torpedo
is.
depth set to 8 meters.
She sits really low in the water. So thank you, that is all I needed to know. We'll break the lock, and then we'll lock on it. Whoop, we'll turn that off, lock it on, and we've still got the depth. Now, one of the things that I want to try with this is salvo tubes. Now, I don't know exactly...
Switching to salvo shooting.
Okay. So is this going to send them all into the same location? Because that's not really what I want. I want to make sure this sucker sinks.
Switching to single tube shooting.
Now, this is my kind of target, because you can see we're about a click and a half away, and she ain't moving, and she's big. So we'll just set that up a
Torpedo
little
depth
bit higher.
Set to 7 meters.
Yeah, that'll be good. Torpedoes shouldn't be scraping the bottom at that depth. And I'm going to sink, let's see, I've got a full load of torpedoes, so if I launch all 4 at them, that'll leave us with 6 more to do a little bit of freighter hunting, and 1 torpedo will sink a freighter. If we have to pop up and fire a couple rounds with our deck guns, we will, but we're certainly not going to be firing any deck guns in this situation. So I'm just going to go ahead,
2, 1,
launch 1,
firing 2,
launch 2 way up there.
Torpedo depth set to 7 meters. Torpedo depth set to
Launch
7
3.
meters. 2, 3, los. Torpedo depth set
And
to
launch
7
4.
meters.
Alright,
2,
now,
los.
we got nobody behind us, so we'll just set her to
Back slow.
back slow. And now we can see our stream of torpedoes going off to the target. So while we're going back slow, I'm going to get cheaty.
Premature detonation.
Oh, that's not good. Why did it detonate so early? Well, I've got 3 left, so that's good. but
We are in shallow waters,
you
Captain.
can see here. I don't know. Oh, it must have hit that rock. Too low. Well, we showed that rock who's boss, and probably caused a bunch of people in the harbor to be like, what the hell was that underwater explosion? Regardless, can't hear the torpedoes yet. Can we see them yet? Oh yeah, there we go. They're coming in. So we should get 3 explosions. Anytime now.
Torpedo impact.
1.
Torpedo
2.
impact. Torpedo
3.
impact.
Beautiful. So I'm fairly certain with 3 torpedo holes in her, this ship is going to be going down. Now let's see if we can see the damage. And we can't. Can't see the damage at all. But I'm fairly confident that 3 torpedoes into a battleship are going to cause her to sink. Because, I mean, that's a lot of holes. Even though this is a big armored ship, that is still a lot of holes. We got 1 up front, we got 1 sort of in the midsection, and then 1 in the back. So the back section of the armor shouldn't be as good. I'd even like to assume that I did some engine damage there. But who really knows? Anyway, that'll sink over time. What we need to be concerned about now is getting our ass out of here. And it doesn't look like any patrols have decided to come over to this area yet to investigate what the hell just happened. So let's just speed up time a little bit while we're going backwards. And yeah, still it doesn't appear as if
2, 1, ready.
any ships want to engage us, but we can see that ship, the ship we hit, she's definitely sunk. In fact, she went down right quick. So just a little bit of the tower is left. Oh, just a little bit of the top is left. And you can see what happens to ships when they sink. The ground just eats them. So slowly but surely, that battleship, she's going under. In fact, quite quickly, she's going under now. So, we should be getting a mission accomplished thingy for breaking the fortress. We do. We've got another little iron cross up there. It's great news. And now we should be free and clear.
New waypoint. Course 180. Returning to
2,
course.
2, ready.
To
New
just kind of get
waypoint.
ourselves out.
Course
And we'll drop our speed back down to 2.
146.
Half speed
New
ahead.
waypoint. Course.
Do a little 180-degree turn, and I think we're going to be free and clear out of the port here. Pretty slick, pretty simple. And
145.
I'll just check our rear here. And it really doesn't look like anybody's going to be coming. Nobody wants to tangle with us. Or nobody knows that they need to tangle with us, so we'll drop the periscope down. We'll come through the harbor, or the
Depth under
little
keel
inlet
is
here.
19
Just a little bit
meters.
more.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
I understand
Depth
that.
under keel is 9 meters.
And we should be able to get ourselves up onto the surface safely without being seen. And yeah, nobody wants to touch us.
Capital ship sighted. Bearing 225.
225, that should be behind us. I don't think we need to worry about that. We'll get ourselves out of the periscope view. Ah, thankfully the white lights are on and not the red lights. And we are good to sail on out of the harbor. So, yeah, I will be back when something exciting happens. And something exciting happened. We hit the damn submarine net. Thankfully. despite the cacophony of noise, the nets do nothing to our ship. You can see we're still at 99% thanks to... Come on.
Back full.
Back her up.
Back emergency.
Don't tell me we can actually get, like, hung up, literally, on the nets. By the way, there's our emblem. So, everybody knows this U-boat is my U-boat. Also, where is... There it is. So there's the upgraded little sonar thing. See, it's slowly spinning around. Considering its positioning, I still don't understand how it's able to go behind us where the conning tower is, but I guess that's such a small little sliver that it still counts as 360 degrees. Alright, so we're clear of the nets, and we want to sort of head off in that direction. So we'll just
New course,
point our nose a little bit more.
Slow speed ahead.
Let's get right up to the front here. Hold on to this spiky thing. Come on, guys.
Half speed ahead.
Pedal to the metal. Let's go. There we go. And we can see off in the distance a destroyer just waiting for us. No doubt they must have heard the incredible noise of me hitting those submarine nets. But, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think those guys are going to be coming for us. And yet again, I forgot to hit the stopwatch. So, who knows how long this video is really going to be.
Escort sighted. Bearing
Clear.
3, 2, 1.
We'll return ourselves
Returning to course.
course. Perfect. And we'll get ourselves ready to dive because with a escort ship right there,
We are waters, Captain.
it's probably a good idea. How bad is
Under
it?
keel is
17?
17 meters, Captain.
It's fine.
Periscope
We'll
depth,
keep her at
slow
2.
speed ahead.
Although it doesn't look like this. Oh yeah, she does have sonar. I mean, I have to imagine these ships are on the prowl now.
Current depth, 1.
They've just
0
lost a
meters.
freaking battleship. Anyway, we'll clear out that way. We'll head down south and then on over that way. So let's plot that course.
New waypoint.
And at about that
Course
point, I should be safe. Well, maybe
26.
not. We'll see. We'll see where those two escorts are, but I should be safe to
New
surface.
waypoint.
And
Course
certainly by then.
31.
And now we can
New
just get around
waypoint.
the nub of
Course
Scotland and head on down to the
New
area we need
waypoint.
to patrol.
Course 31.
And I will be back when something exciting happens. And who knew it? That quickly something exciting's happening. So it looks like this old destroyer here has picked us up. Now, I'd rather not pull the periscope up, but I don't really have much of a choice. We're going to see... Now, the one thing I want to check is if I
Closing to 4.
do that and actually lock on, this ship is far too close for me to actually hit with my rear-facing torpedo. Like we can see... here, at the slowest speed... More critically, it's probably within the range that I can't fire it and have it armed. Anyway, they are dropping depth charges like madmen. They know a submarine's here somewhere. They're not really sure 100% where. I'm going to be using that to my advantage. using our ears. And periodically our eyes. So she's staying right there. Actually, this is a helpful time when you don't want to use the shift. You just want to kind of peek it out. Oh, keep in control of that. So we will
Minimum speed
move
ahead.
ahead slowly. And just hope she doesn't actually see us. And yeah, in tense situations like this, my commentary is going to get a little bit quiet. Mainly because I want to think this stuff through. And I would love it. I would absolutely love it if I could see the range. Oh, so there it is right there. You see these two little dotted lines? I'm not sure if those are going to show up at YouTube, on YouTube, because of the way the videos render. But there's two little gray dashed lines right here, and so that's my dud range. So if I fire a torpedo anywhere closer to my sub than these lines, that torpedo is not going to be triggered for explosion. So it kind of makes it useless. You're just throwing a hunk of metal at a hunk of metal. And, you know, it might dent it, it might scratch the paint, but she certainly ain't going to blow up. And with the weather improving, I don't really want to pop my periscope up that high. This close all that often, because they are going to see it and respond. So I might just want to
Slow speed ahead.
pull myself up a little bit quicker. But it doesn't seem like this ship has super sonar or anything like that. Oh, we got another one coming in. Coming in straight for me. I can't see her yet, but I'll want to get rid of this ship before I get rid of the one steaming right for me. And all of my tubes should be reloaded. They are, and we got 2 in reserve, and we can't reload the aft tube. There might be a sub later on that we can reload the aft tube in. Wish that wouldn't close all the time, but yeah, and this one I guess it's loaded from the outside, and as much fun as it would be to drag a torpedo up on deck and then, like, shimmy it into place in rolling seas, I can understand why that doesn't happen. So, as we're steaming ahead, let's just pop this sucker up.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Escort sighted. Bearing 163.
And
Marked.
we can probably... Is she just staying stationary now? Yeah, she's just sitting there. So I don't even know if this boat's a threat. This boat might be. She's moving in at 10 knots. So what we'll do is we'll just adjust our course a little bit to hopefully avoid that. And I don't think I'm going to shoot at this one. I think... I mean, obviously I can get a good hit on it, but I don't think it's going to be all that necessary at the moment. I want to save my torpedoes, even if they're rear-facing, for a situation where I absolutely 100% need rear-facing torpedoes. And obviously I want to save my front ones for freighters. Or, again, situations against destroyers where I will need... Well, no, we'll stay here. We'll stay at this little desk. That looks like a good place to stay. Where I'm going to need to use those rear-facing torpedoes. Okay. We got another guy here.
Stop.
We'll stop. They're obviously looking for us. Let's get our attack periscope up. We don't need to look behind. We need to look sort of this direction. And
Escort sighted. Bearing 152.
there's the ship bearing down on us. Now,
Closing tube 5.
I could get a very good shot on this sucker. But again, I'm going to see if I can avoid doing that. So we'll drop down the periscope again. Hopefully they haven't seen us. And we'll just go ahead slow. Alright. Now we'll just drop that to 0. And we can hear it going above us.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Where is she? Literally right above us. Okay, but that's the front end. This is her ass end. And yes, those are official nautical terms. Holy crap, that is close. We're gonna get cheaty just for a second. And just show you guys how close this is. Now, if I had been positioned differently, I'm fairly convinced I wouldn't have a conning tower. So, yeah, we got a little bit lucky there. Just go ahead slow. And thankfully, we're right under the midsection of the ship, so obviously the depth charges come out the ass end. And you know, we're not near the ass end. Now the funny thing is, like, if we just pop up here, if I'm these guys on deck here, having a nice little chat, having a nice little smoke, they should be able to see that. Like, I'm glad they can't, but holy crap, like that's pretty obvious that there's a submarine right there. So there's the other ship, nice and stopped. This guy's stopped too. But, yeah, I don't... Thankfully the seas are calm. If these were rough seas, our conning tower would be poking out like crazy. But, yeah, that's not the case. We look good. Underwater, we're not going to scrape the bottom. So we can just go ahead and
We are in shallow waters,
increase
Captain.
speed. And now they have no idea where we are. So, we managed to sink a battleship and avoid escorts. I think we're looking pretty good. We're going to bring the speed up to half speed ahead. And just get ourselves on the go.
Slow speed ahead.
These guys look like they're going to be coming into range. Let's not get cheaty. Let's get legit.
Escort sighted. Bearing 181.
So there's the first one. Oh no, there they are. There's both of them. And then we should have a couple more coming in from this direction, but they're not in visual range yet. This guy almost is. But, yeah. I think we're safe. So, in that case, I will be back when something exciting happens. And now the hunt can begin. So what we're going to do is take this and just get rid of it. I'll stop. Why are we stopping? Because that's a merchant. So right now, 12 kilometers away, and it's going 7 knots. So what we're going to want to do is get ourselves into a position
New waypoint.
so that we'll actually be
Course
able to
40,
fire on her
returning to course.
when we get into position. Or when she comes along. So there she is. How we picked it up, I believe it was a radio contact. And let's see. The best angle is probably going to be here. We'll go there. And I do believe the seas are pretty calm. No. We can find out without using the periscope. Let's just see. It's night, so that helps, but yeah, the seas are dead calm. And there's our target. A lone little merchant ship. So let's go ahead, get down to periscope depth, and set up our trap.
Current depth 10 meters. All stop.
We're reaching course end. Would you like to plot a new course, Captain? Maybe a search pattern?
No need, number 2. We've found our target.
Tracking new target.
Oh, come on. Give me that. So 3,000 meters. Let's just see. Yeah, we are probably going to be in a good position to get a shot off on this guy. Let's go ahead and actually remember that stopwatch. We're sitting at 37, so this is already going to be a long episode. I'm going to sink this ship and probably leave it there, because we don't want to make these too long. Okay. Let's speed up some time. And we're looking good now. So let's spin this around. Zoom in, get into nice 300 meter range. And yes, I used the dummy fire system. I realized that, you know, the whole calculating things and all that stuff can be really, really satisfying. But that ain't me. I'm not gonna bust out a pen and paper to play a video game. And I can't do that kind of math in my head. So, yeah. Oh, this is a Polish ship? I don't want to sink a Polish ship. You've got to be kidding me. Where are you? That's not going to help me at all. I need to sink British ships, not Polish ships. Alright, that's a waste of a torpedo. I guess we could load up the deck gun. But instead, no. We're just gonna skip that. We don't need to hunt Polish shipping.
New waypoint. Course 313.
Let's get us into position here.
309.
Alright, so we'll just go ahead. Go around that freighter. Pop up.
Surface the boat.
Alright, so here is aircraft. Now, we can see we've got this Solomvo airbase with a couple of Hurricanes. And that is the operational range of them. Now, at this early stage, I haven't discovered aircraft firing at boats. They just kind of identify you. So, yeah, I'm okay with this. Aside from the fact that it'll... Ho! Hold up. What do we got here? Another merchant. Now, I'm going to get cheaty. Mainly because I want to see if this is going to be worth it or not. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but coming across a lone Polish ship and intercepting it just so I could avoid it, that is not a lone Polish ship. That is a British ship. Alright.
Oh, stop. We are reaching course
Oh.
end. New waypoint.
I don't know.
Course 358. Returning to course. Oh, stop. We're approaching
Let's
our
just
final
see.
waypoint. New waypoint. Course 14.
I mean, we could just shoot it straight on. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's do that. And I believe it's night, so we should be good.
Periscope
We'll drop down to
Current
periscope depth.
10 meters.
How's our range looking? 3 clicks out. Alright, we should be able to spot her now. And there she be.
Ship sighted. Bearing 355.
Alright, let's go ahead, get ourselves a target lock on her.
Target marked.
And just speed up time. That's looking good. So we got our 3s lined up. In fact, I could stop the ship, but I'm not going to bother. And with a freighter like this, I'm just going to leave it at 2 meters. This sucker shouldn't be armored. And away it goes. So that should be good. That should sink it. If it doesn't, well done, boat. You've survived.
Course 349.
And in fact, we'll just bring that down like that. Okay. So our torpedo is en route. We can drop that down, and while the crew sails on ahead, we're going to watch this thing blow up. It's going to blow up real good. And yeah, I mean, this guy here, 2 meters might even be too low. I'm not really sure, but it's a wooden boat. Basically, I'm attacking a British fishing boat. Very much a civilian ship. Very much just going to go down in a fiery blast of death. I think. We'll see if that torpedo hits or not. Soon enough. Can you see her coming in yet? I don't think so. Can we hear her yet? Yep. Coming in. Boom! Look at that thing just die. Can we get an idea of the kind of damage we caused? Not really. But she did like a 360 spin and will now proceed to just sink. Right? I mean, she's dead in the water. It's showing up as a sunk ship. But we can't really see the hole we made. I would imagine, in reality, a torpedo against a boat like this would just disintegrate it. Anyway, I think that is a great place to leave the video for today. So we're going to save this, and we are going to just save it as at sea. Because that's always a good thing to name it. Save, overwrite the selected file, yes please. Thank you very much. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed the video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.